Hello, and welcome back to the Patrick's Green Tea podcast. You like the new mic? This is a shotgun mic, Sennheiser MKE 600, if you're interested. It looks like the bi-weekly release schedule didn't really work out. I was hoping that there wouldn't be too many episodes released from a year prior, but a lot of life events have been going on and taking priority. I've been a sound mixer on an independent feature film and a production assistant twice on a reality show since the last episode. Plus, my documentary has been chugging along still. These are all really exciting things, and I feel less pressure to release the podcast consistently because of that. I don't take any ad money, though I could potentially do that in the future, but right now this project is only a small part of the creativity I've been putting out. I'd love to make this podcast a regular thing again, but until I'm in a position to do that, I will release new episodes when I can and not raise anyone's hopes up too much. Thank you guys for the support you've given the show. I honestly could have dropped this whole thing a long time ago if not for you guys continuing to listen. We've reached 1,000 downloads of the show officially, which is a milestone I've always been excited about reaching and never actually sure it would happen. You guys are the best. Thank you again. Rafinha Bastos is the Brazilian comedian I mentioned in this episode. His name is spelled Rafinha and then Bastos, in case you were interested. A lot of interest in this episode. He was the one who said racism exists in South America, but to a much lesser extent than in America. North America, that is. At least when it comes to optics. Feel free to email me your spin on the Patrick's Green Tea theme song, and you'll have a chance to be featured in a future podcast episode. The show's email address is patricksgreentea@gmail.com. That's it, and I hope you enjoy the episode. Hello. And welcome back, of course. I just had a long musical experience, I guess. I usually do that before I record a podcast outside. I just sort of like chill out for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And when things start to go weird, or I don't know, I'd say like after 20 or 30 minutes, I start wrapping it up just to keep up with the high. And for this musical experience, I listened to Europe 72, which was like a series of albums released by the Grateful Dead, which were like live recordings for when they toured Europe. And the first thing I got was Greatest Story Ever Told, which I just started like really listening to. I didn't really like it before, but like as of maybe a month ago, I've just been really liking it. And I keep finding new songs that are like that within the Grateful Dead's repertoire. But either way, I think that it would be cool to one day perform that, because it's such like it's in the very top of my vocal range, but it's within, so it wouldn't be impossible to sing. I just have to warm up for it maybe if I was doing like a whole concert beforehand. But if I was doing like an open mic, I think I could pull it off fine. It'd be fun because it's a very fun song, and like there's a lot of energy behind the, how high the male part is. I like it. I realize as someone with a theater background, I'm thinking about those the theater kids who don't really think they like, I don't know, weird types of jazz, or not jazz, music. I don't know. I feel like theater kids have a very like wide variety of things to listen to, but in my mind it's not very modern. It's all like classical, maybe not all, but like mostly that sort of stuff. It's I don't know. The basic point of that is for me to say that you and we are not so different. So, also I was thinking, as I'm seeing all the boot and shoe treads on the snow, I'm thinking about how my mind is not very cooperative right now. But anyway, I was thinking of adding or making a custom tread mark for some sort of footwear. The only thing I can see that doing is like, you know, if you do stuff that's not on the up and up, you know, and you have a footprint trail that is, you know, you completely unique, and it's gonna be really easy to find you. Not that like I want to give this advice to, you know, serial killers who think that branding the bottom of their footprint is a good idea. But alas, we're coming upon a natural waterfall. It's basically like a slab of concrete and like a deflated inflatable turtle toy that's just in the middle of it. And some rocks. I think they just added rocks to make it look nice, to be honest, because they're catching a bunch of shit, and I can't imagine them naturally ending up in there. That's besides the point. It's pretty how it's like shimmering in the sun. Man, I'm having like flashbacks to, oh my god, University of Colorado Boulder. I think they had a like a river of some sort that people were like not jumping into, but like getting really close to the day of that concert, when the whole campus and beyond was just completely covered in deadheads who were anticipating like night 2 of the Grateful Dead and Company. That was a really good experience, and I don't really, I'm gonna step away from this waterfall. It's kind of loud. I don't really have much memory of it, which is weird because I think I went into that show sober. The first night was such a disaster with you know, I don't know, the amount I took, and I was not enjoying myself at all. But thankfully it could have gone a lot worse, like someone calling the, you know, people who want to ruin the time and maybe like seriously ruin it. But anyway, besides the fact that there was almost a very serious, you know, I was so high that I'll say like this aspect of it. I was so high that I was looking for water in the stadium, and it was like $8 or something for a bottle, and I was just not willing to pay that amount. So I was just like arguing with the front gate people, being like, not arguing, but like sternly asking, I guess, if I can leave, can I come back in? I don't remember what they said, to be honest. I think they said yes, but I don't know if they'd be able to enforce that as just like employees. I don't know. Maybe they said no. Either way, I left that stadium and was really fed up with like hippie bullshit for like no real reason. I guess I was like really kind of turned off by the big hailstorm that randomly happened. Literally clear skies, and then all of a sudden the clouds like converged and rained this really, it stung. It was like hard, and it's coming at you at a, you know, pretty good speed. So it sucked. It wasn't the worst in the world, but people were panicking, and that was just put me in a weird spot, as it would, you know. So that whole night was kind of a weird one. They played The Wait apparently, and this one girl who runs the Let Jeff Sing Instagram page with periods in between each word. She's really cool. She's making a documentary about like the Grateful Dead parking lot, or the Dead and Company parking lot. I'm not sure. Something in that vein. And either way, she said that The Wait was really good because she really likes Jeff. So I'm like, all right. And I definitely have to just stay for this one. And I'm pretty sure, because I've been high so many other stadiums that they did, I just thought, you know what, it's like, I don't want to forget what happened, because like immediately I would forget what happened after each show. So I stayed sober. I remember the Althea being pretty good. I remember like my vantage point. I took a mental snapshot without even trying to. and I was just thankful. I felt sad, and I felt like a new appreciation now that I knew that was gonna be the last show for who knew how long, you know. It was bittersweet, I guess. It was a completely different vibe. But either way, what got me on this whole topic of conversation was that I forgot even that show. So I don't know if I feel like I should just not feel bad about getting high at concerts, because even if they don't last in the short term, like, you know, sober concerts don't really last in the long term either. I mean, the most recent one I saw is Lasting, but that's because, you know, it's the only one I've been to in a while, like a legit concert, not just a dude playing at a campsite. Though those shows were awesome, but it wasn't like a, you know, concert where there's thousands of people, you know. I'm gonna halt for a second. You know what? I'm being kind of ridiculous. Not okay. We're not as bad as I thought we were. We're only at like 9 or 10 minutes. So I'm meaning to say what the whole purpose of this podcast was. This episode, I should say. Who knows what the purpose of this podcast is? But either way, it has given me a whole lot of purpose. Because it filled up a whole year of my time and, you know, a full year of the universe's existence. So, happy anniversary, you guys. It won't be, by the time you hear this, it won't be anniversary. It's just, these are going to be like my, I don't know, my current thoughts on it. My current take on it, as they say. And I'm gonna celebrate on Instagram. Not that it really matters where I tell you I'm gonna celebrate, because, like, you know, this is a delayed one. But yeah, I'm excited to just make something fun, a little like not infographic, a little like graphic arts project. Because, like, Photoshop is not that hard. What I do is I tend to, like, I don't know, put a bunch of stock images together that are, like, free, or not, maybe not free, but I don't have to pay for it. They're just like images, like memes, you know. Like, no one's paying for the right to that, you know, TV show or movie's screenshot, but they're not illegal. I mean, I think they're trying to make those things illegal with music, but and live streaming. But, you know, images are pretty free to the public. There's a guy ice fishing on the ice right now. I would have gone on the ice last time I was here, but it just became super hot. It was like 52 today, when it was hovering around 32 yesterday. I don't know what the weather's going to be like for the rest of the time. It might just dip back down. This might be an anomaly for a few days, but who knows? I could just check the weather. I don't know if I should, though. It doesn't matter. I just care about the rain. Actually, that's not true. I care about the snow too. But just in terms of, like, impeding plans, not necessarily for I don't even know what I'm saying. Either way, I've been thinking about the time of year and wondering if the black bears start coming out. I don't know if, like, global warming is going to affect it at all. I'm sure it is in some way that we're either unaware of, or it was, like, written down in some paper somewhere that no one really knows about. But according to the infinite wisdom of the internet science knowledge, black bears in my state tend to come out mid-March. So, you know, I'm straddling the line as to when that's safe. It's not even the end of March yet, but in the end of February yet. So I don't know if it inspires much confidence in me. The reason why I'm really, like, more anxious than usual, I mean, I would be pretty anxious either way. But one thing that I keep remembering is that I don't have a knife on me. And having a knife, even though I know it's not going to do much against the bear, it gives me, like, the confidence to just walk through the woods without being, like, I don't know, permanent crippling fear, you know? Ugh. I'm glad this side of the frickin' reservoir doesn't have any like river stuff going under the snow and ice. I don't know. So it's been a year, and hang on a second. The podcast. I don't even know what the last topic I was at was. I kept thinking about bears, dude. They do scare me a lot. Also, I saw a person, so I couldn't really think straight. It's like a yard I'm looking at. Or something. It's like storage crates, or it's a green one and something else. It's hard to see. And I think a house. I don't know. Part of me would love to live right next to a trail that I could just walk to. Imagine like your kids do. Oh wait, no, that might be weird. Letting your kids go on the trail. That sounds like a recipe for disaster. Even if there's not like proportionately that many scary kidnappers out there in the world, and it's mostly good people. You know, even if like the human element was removed, it would probably get lost. You know, it would definitely get lost. Where am I? Is this Loss with a T? Trying to think of how I got to this spot. Damn. I made a big loop and I don't really recognize the other side. That is okay. I'm gonna go down this road because I think this is the right one. I don't know. Do I have any other thoughts on the show? There's like a whole bunch of buildings this way. This doesn't feel right. Oh wait, no, it isn't right. It can't be right. Man, I don't know. Let's just see where this goes and just like be relaxed about it. I don't have anything bad on me. I don't know anything besides the usual, you know, that I'm really thankful for you guys. And there's not much else to say. I think I say I've done all the wrapping up that I wanted to do. And dude, I'm just in someone's yard. What the fuck? I've done all the wrapping up that I wanted to do. First of all, let me suggest this. This whole trail, there's like a little bit that comes out with a bunch of footprints, and it just empties out into like something that may or may not straddle someone's property, or may or may not like. I should look at a map, like, you know, go through their property. Ugh. Thankful for you guys. I've said just check out the recap episodes and both their Instagram sort of like clip descriptions, and sorry, I'm like distracted by the map, and the Reddit posts. I do a lot of writing in the Reddit posts. It's like I figured no one's gonna see, but the only people who are gonna see are like people who, you know, are diehards or whatever. It'd be amazing to have like a diehard Patrick's Green Tea podcast supporter. But anyway, the Reddit ones are where most of the thoughts are. I think that you know, I think for today I'm just gonna celebrate and just talk about some stuff that I'm thinking about or whatever else. All right, guys. I'm literally. Oh, I understand. I missed my. Oh, I see. Whoa, I know where I am. All right, so now that I know where I am, I think I'm gonna go back to the car. I'm contemplating smoking again, just to be in the celebratory mode, whatever you want to call it, and also just because I don't know. I'm sort of like trying to detach myself from my calendar and not really, I don't know. I do fun things more regularly, but then this takes away time from other stuff. But, you know, I think that if I were to compress everything right now and leave more fun stuff for later, I don't know. There's not many things I could do late at night. So that's my life. I was thinking while I was listening to Without a Net today, which is the Grateful Dead album. It's like a compilation of different stuff. I thought it was from the 90s or something. I was confused, but it goes from October 89 to, I don't know, spring 1990. It's got like it's a highlight reel of everything, I guess, in that little section. And they had a song that was in another album / like concert, like live album, which is called So Glad You Made It. Really good one. And they played a song, they had a song in Without a Net from So Glad You Made It. And I didn't like it. I was just thinking about I was thinking about the older Deadheads comments that they hated when the Grateful Dead became more corporate and I don't know. I forgot what word they used. It's like overproduced and stuff. And like commercialized. That was the word they used. So I was thinking about that. But then when I saw that it was from So Glad You Made It, I was like, oh, I love this album. I love the reverby stadium sound effects. I remember having a very good time listening to the whole album. So it brought back the enjoyment of the song, but also made me saddened that my perception can be changed so on a whim. And really, what is consciousness, right? What are your opinions if it's just not your reactions to things? You can react differently at different times in your life based on different information or just your mood, I was not feeling it. Different things triggered in my brain at different times than the other time I listened to the song. I don't know. I just have this narrative in my mind that I don't like Without a Net. There's just one song I don't like off of it. I also think it's really trebly. There's a lot of weird, sparkly type sound effects, in that range, super high frequency, and I don't love that. I like my stuff medium, or I don't even know how to quantify this, but not too much treble. If there's an instrument that's super trebly, like a snare, I of course want that to come out. But a snare is for cymbals is the highest I want to go. And then just a bunch of low end that's well balanced and not boomy. So yeah. The last time I recorded a podcast, I was here as well. And I really enjoy this spot. It's pretty much the only actually, speaking of that, I'm planning on a get together with friends. That'll I don't know, it's too personal to get into, but it's exciting. It'll definitely not be recorded because it's these people too close. But yeah, I don't want it to be I just think I just wanted to notify you guys because you are the Patrick's Green Tea podcast, Patrick's Green Tea community, and I like telling you guys about the personal weed stuff. It's so that one of my other friends can get more accustomed to weed. It's the main purpose. And I've never really grandfathered anyone into weed. I mean, I thought I did once, but the person didn't ever feel the high. It was the first time. So it's the same person this time. And this friend, they're going through a lot of changes in their perceptions on things, all at once. I think maybe not a lot of things, but there's definitely been a shift in the way this person holds or what core beliefs they hold, what things they would do or not do. And there's a sense of adventure, which I definitely had when I was, traveling more.
and becoming that age where I was just like, oh, I want to just do stuff. But the main point of this is that I don't want to be doing something to this person at a time when maybe, I don't know, they would regret their decisions. Not that they're doing anything bad, but you never know how people can like, you know, smoking weed later on in life, there's always a possibility. Because like a lot of people have smoked weed like once, you know, when they were young or whatever. And later on, they're just like, oh, it was just a stupid teenager thing to do. I just want this person to at least have an understanding. Like, they definitely don't have to, like, you know, love it or do it all the time. As long as they, like, knew what being high was like. Because, you know, just that feeling really informs you as to how disconnected the public policy and, like, social outrage is towards it. I said that as a weirdly structured sentence. It opens your eyes to how disproportionate like the punishments and the severe offense is. You know? Some with the Johnny Cash sticker on the car. I think a big reason why I've not been doing well with my hips when I walk is that I'm doing a lot of like weird shuffling stuff because of the snow. It's really not comfortable. Get ready for the car door. You probably knew something was coming since the sound changed from snow to pavement. I don't know what I'm gonna do here, but like I don't really want to spend a whole other hour out here. I could do that like late at night, but not here. I would love to listen to more music and stuff and like walk around because I enjoyed that, but to be honest, instead of having the second smoke of today be now, it could be later. I have like really thick wool socks and they're so hot because of the heat of everything. The sudden like 50-degree weather. The radio's about to turn on and it's off. Saved myself from legal problems. Ayo. I don't feel as I don't know. I don't feel as on in terms of podcasting when I'm just sitting down. There's another person there. There's like plenty to like stimulate the conversation, but I don't know. There's also a lot of cars driving by. Kind of paranoia inducing. The dude trying to parallel park. Oh, he's in front of me. Is the only way to parallel park going backwards? Must be, right? Just the way the wheels turn. Alright, there's gonna be a bunch of awkward pauses. I might have to end it. There's definitely other stuff that I would love to talk about, but they're definitely not coming to mind, which is okay. I had a really good time last time I smoked weed. I gotta close my window. A lot of people walking their dogs. That's awesome. It's really awesome. You know, I didn't even realize the weather was good until I was gonna walk anyway. I'm really glad that it turned out to be a really hot day. You know, the year feels weird because it's like not like the podcast is older than that. It goes all the way back to 2018, and actually the 3-year anniversary of like the whole podcast existence from recording number 1 is going to be in 2 weeks. I feel like that's the bigger occasion. I'm going to celebrate this more later in private. Um, I did want to do like an episode today, and definitely want to do a Instagram post or something to that nature. Um, yeah, it's a good day. In the end, it doesn't even matter. No, I'm just kidding. In the end, actually, it mattered a lot because while I was doing this podcast, it gave me something to work at and like kept me motivated. I think like even you know if I didn't do this podcast, like I feel like I'd be worse off, and I wouldn't even realize that I was worse off. So it's definitely like a subconscious type thing, but I felt really good having something to do, something to look forward to, something to like craft. I don't want all these episodes to be meta. I just want to do like I don't know. By the way, for future editing references, there's gonna be a lot of pauses after I get to this car, so just like plan to sweep through this whole section of audio. I think the next time I record a podcast might be this Saturday with Dan again and potentially another guy. His name is Jordan, and he's a good dude. He's a drummer. He's a really good drummer at that, and he's played some like weird styles that I never really listened to in jams. He would play like late '90s like punk rock or like post rock. Maybe not post rock. It was very punky. It was good. It's really hard to like do anything on saxophone in response, but I figured something out. But he throws stuff at me all the time that challenges me as a musician, and that's always good. And not in a way that's like like a long red light can challenge you. I mean like I don't know, like a good friend can challenge you to like I don't know a painting contest. I don't know. I couldn't think of something fast enough. I asked my girlfriend yesterday if I'll be a good stand-up comedian, and she said no, because um, I'm not enough of an asshole, and she feels like comedians usually have to be assholes and put on that persona, and she doesn't want to see that. And I don't know. She doesn't want me to do that, and I wouldn't want to do that either. But I think that there's a way to do it without being an asshole. Like I don't think Jerry Seinfeld is an asshole for his comedy. You know, maybe he is in real life. I don't know, but definitely like he's the family-friendly type comedian. Or Jeff Foxworthy, maybe not. I don't know. He was an interesting character, Jeff Dunham. Speaking of comedy, yeah, Jeff Dunham was he was funny when I was a kid because I had no idea what he was saying, politically or whatever. But a lot of his jokes are, based on racist stereotypes. So, you know, being allowed to do that is one thing. So I think I don't know, maybe it should be like a freedom thing that you should be able to make jokes out of anything, and that different people, different races can just like make fun of each other. However, even in different places that aren't the U.S., racism is like vicious. Like apparently, like I don't know. No, I'm gonna stereotype. Um, instead of a unique country, I'm gonna stereotype a whole continent. You ready? I would say most, maybe not all, but a lot of South America. From most to not all to they are some form of like racist. But I heard from a Brazilian comedian who was like the one to pioneer stand up in that country. He said that there's like racism, I guess, but it doesn't have like a negative connotation. It's just like I don't know. No one's outraged when it's just like a joke thing, and they're able to like just joke with each other. Now, I'm not. I would love to be, part of a culture for however long, a month or more, and just like experience that and see what he means, because I don't really know what he means. But for sure in my culture, all everyone talks about is how outraged should you be at everything like racy or like spicy that you intake, or like just political. I feel like that's different though. But Jeff Dunham, I have to reevaluate his jokes. I think because there's no real harm in doing that. It would just educate me as to like what actually he said, so I can go from there. Um, there's also the argument that you just should not use race as a like tool for comedy, because that in the long run that like doesn't help anyone of that race or class or whatever. More race than class. I don't know. Especially in America, where there's like such a recent, history of, racism, that laws were created over, and that everyone agrees that was terrible. The segregation and civil rights fight that ensued in the 1960s. I don't know. It's hard also because right now there's just such like a divide in perception of just history, facts and history that's happening now, or just like events, I guess, is what I should say. I don't really know where I'm going with that. It was going to be something political, probably, but I was realizing as I said things that I don't want to be super political, unless the situation warrants it, like raiding the Capitol. I think I'm gonna go to a Five Guys at some point today and get a shake. And be happy about it. I don't know what I'm gonna put in it. Maybe not banana. I don't know. I'm not gonna discuss on the cast. Thank you guys for being a part of this and for listening. I know that a lot of you haven't been, were not introduced and didn't find the podcast until very recently. I can tell just by like the states and the countries that I get listeners from. It's all pretty different every month, but I think it's cool that it's just reaching people. And if you are listening, I hope you liked it, and I hope that I can. I hope you liked it. Felt very. Yeah, this whole outro just collapsed. You can just get rid of some of this, even if you weren't part of all of it. I encourage you guys to share the podcast, get it to as many eyeballs as possible, because as I say in the recaps, there's always someone that would love this podcast and just never heard of it. Because, dude, if I had a podcast like this, like that I didn't make, I was just floating around, I would like it. Probably. I don't know. I'm not really a vlogger type person, but like someone who watches vloggers. This is kind of what it is, but it's just an audio log. So share it around with your friends is the main point, and thank you is the main point. I'm excited. You know what? I don't know what I'm gonna do for the 3 years, but I'm gonna do something then as well. I think it's on like March 3rd. Just look out for that. I'm excited, and there's definitely there's probably gonna be before that a podcast from the band people, the drummer, and so on. I'm excited.
All right, peace, everybody. And I can't wait for music festivals to come back. I think Lock-In has some October dates. If that's real, I'm going to be really excited. All right, bye. Thanks for listening to the podcast. You can find me at Patrick's Green Tea on Patreon, Discord, Spotify, YouTube, Twitch, and Bandcamp, Patrick's Green Tea Podcast on Instagram, and Patrick Green Tea without an S on Twitter. If you donate at least $5 a month on Patreon, you'll get exclusive access to the Drunk Patrick Chronicles. The show is available wherever you get your podcasts. Supplemental materials like photos and text are available on our website, PatricksGreenTea.com. You can join our subreddit at r/PatricksGreenTea. You can make comments on YouTube and on the website, and you can contact me directly at patricksgreentea@gmail.com. Don't forget to leave a review of the show on your favorite podcasting platform. It really helps us out. Thank you so much and have a lovely day.